Welcome guys to my channel. It's your girl Queen Blessed B here for another video, guys. First and foremost, don't mind the hair. I try to cut a wig to make it cute, but your girl, I did my best. So it's a little chopped weird, but you know what? We trying something new. But yes, this is just until I can get my natural hair to grow and be nice, so I can, get pictures done and all that good stuff. But anyways, guys, today's conversation is really close to my heart. I really do believe the Lord wants me to talk about it since this literally just happened recently and it's fresh in my mind. But it's just a hard truth that I have to lay out, especially for us as women. And even men can get some good insight from this. But oh Lord. So yes, guys, let's talk about it. So today, guys, we're going to talk about, and if anybody know how to do their edges, please let me know in the comments, or any products that would help me, because your girl struggles with edges, especially on wigs. But it doesn't really matter, because that's not what this video is about. But today, guys, we're basically going to talk about relationship expectations, singleness, and trusting God in a season. And I know that's a lot. That's not really a title, but girl talk, guys. We're going to talk about how to level up mentally and spiritually and emotionally when it comes to your singleness, dating, your relationship, period. Let's go. Now, your girl is single, so I'm not really going to talk about more on relationship standards, just because right now I'm not in a relationship, so I don't want to say false things I don't really know about. But your girl, I don't want to put you on my business, but I'm about to put you on my business. So basically, guys, I was talking to this guy, and Lord, I just pray that you give me the right strength to be able to talk this honestly. Ladies, we need to talk about the honest truth about men these days. And men, same thing for women. Not every man is for us. Not every man wants to be with us. And I know that sounds really like, what you mean? I'm the table, I'm the tea, I'm that girl. I thought so too. And this guy that I've been seeing, he's acting a little bit, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just know that I put so much of my time and my energy in a relationship and talking to a guy that I forget myself and that I don't work on myself. And that's one thing I want to stress a lot about in these talks I do with you guys, is you got to continue working on yourself and showing up for yourself, regardless of who's around you, who you with, who you see, and who you dating, because it's really important not to lose yourself when you are creating your dream life. I just realized that I do not have to sit around and wait forever for this whatever man to realize me. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm not trying to put my business out there, just coming on here to complain, because I know that's the last thing I should be doing, is put my business and complaining about the situation. And God might have something better for me, but I just want to say, don't be disappointed when God closes a door and he's like, look, this is not your husband. Move on. And I'm not trying to say this guy isn't my husband, but as for somebody who wants to have a relationship, as somebody who wants to have good intimacy, not physically but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, it's really frustrating when you meet someone you feel like aligns with that, and then truth be told, they're not that. So all my ladies who are currently talking to a man who is seeing somebody, I just want to caution you to who are you really serving? You're serving your flesh, you're serving your desires for a man, that you're really focused on this guy, you're not really focused on God, because as believers, it's important that we don't lose sight of who's important. And I feel like I have a little sight of who's important. And the thing is, which complicates this guy I'm seeing, I don't even know. He's a believer, he's a Christian, he's a believer, and it's like, wow, I actually met a Christian and he loves the Lord and he likes to talk about God, we pray together, all that good stuff. But I'm just coming to realize it's just because a guy says that things and he's not really living up to what he really says. So it's really easy to overlook his actions and the words he's saying just because you want to be in a relationship. And I know, especially if you're somebody who's gone through a lot with men and you're just tired of the negative, lying men who just want to use you, and you finally find somebody who you think is worthy, who loves the Lord, who's just like yourself, but then comes to find out he's human. We're all human. So I'll say the first things first, guys, is to guard your heart. Make sure you're guarding your heart with all diligence, like it says in the verse of the Bible. I don't know which verse, I don't remember, but yes, guard your heart, because the thing is, your heart, your peace is still important no matter what happens. And thank the Lord, throughout the years, I have slowly but surely learning how to guard my heart. And guarding your heart does not necessarily mean you become angry and you hate people. I know you maybe sometimes you're like, I hate men, because I've low-key said that a lot a lot. I hate men. I don't like men. But in the end, it's like, but I want a relationship, God. Not trying to say hate men, curse men out, but guard your heart. Be like, okay, I'm talking to this guy. He seems very nice. He seems like this is what he wants. Let me make sure though that I'm not putting so much of my emotions, my desires, my everything on him, because in the end of the day, like, he can literally turn around and do the same thing he's been doing to you to another woman, good or bad. So all that being said, it's like, you gotta guard your heart. You gotta stop putting so much expectation on the man you're meeting, you're talking to, because in the end of the day, he is still human. He still has desires. He's still a sinner. Not all guys are perfect, and just because he's a Christian man does not mean he's not gonna mess up, okay? So all that being said, first things first, guard your heart. Second is to pray. We as women of God need to sit and actually pray and ask God, is this a man for me? Because a lot of times when I get in relationships or I'm talking to somebody, I always tend to like push God's side, be like, God, I got this. In reality, he's like, girl, really? And I have gotten into so much trouble by listening to my own desires. Like a lot of trouble, y'all, like financial trouble, emotional trouble, just a lot of trouble because I wanted something that wasn't meant for me. And moving forward, it's more of this, like, I want nothing but blessings for me, but I also want the Lord will. And it's so hard. It's so hard when you go out and you see these couples who look happy. They're beautiful couples. She's attractive, he's attractive, and you're just like, man, like, God, what's happening, you know? But I just want to encourage you that praying does not mean you're just giving up. Praying does not mean you're giving up. Praying is literally coming to God, be like, look, this is what I want. I know what you want me to have. I know what you know what I need to have, Lord. I'm willing to give this relationship, these desires over to you. It's not surrender. It's surrendering your will, but at the same time, it's not giving up. It like it says in the Bible, faith without works is dead. So all that being said, it's like, you can pray a lot, but if you're not consistently working on yourself, you know, getting ready with your finances, you're not healing, you're not doing the work it takes to be able to have a man, keep a man, what is the point of you praying for a man? And I know that's really easier said than done, because some men have so much preference for a woman these days, and it's so easy to be like, but I'm not tall enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not thick enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not all that. But you just prepare yourself the way you know the Lord wants you to. If the Lord wants you to be an entrepreneur, best believe he wants to give you somebody who can help balance that. You know, I think it's really cruel to be like, Lord, I want a relationship, and you're doing amazing for yourself, and then God's like, psych, here's this bum, here's this loser, da. Like, I'm not saying we can't minister, but I'm just saying that that'd be very, very, very sad. And I just realized, like, this man I'm seeing, like, where he's at right now, I don't think he personally is ready for a relationship. Just like I might not be ready for a relationship. I'm not gonna say what he's got into, but I just took a time to realize and be like, okay, I want this man because in my mind, he seems like the most worthy man so far that I've been talking to. But in the days, he's somebody that I need. Is he somebody who's gonna be able to show up for me? He's gonna be able to provide. He's gonna be able to protect me. And I just think about it, like, right now, it's no. Where he's at right now, no. And that's okay to, like, leave a guy and come back later where it's better and things are good. And, like, you know what? I think God wants us to have better. So pray about it. Make sure you're talking to God. Make sure you keep God on live, because 2 is better than 1, and 3 is a stronghold, like it says in the Bible. But another thing that I want to talk about is to work on yourself. And I think I mentioned this in another video about, like, is singleness a curse? If you guys haven't watched it, make sure you go watch it. But basically, I was talking about how you have to continue working on yourself when you're in a relationship. And I know it's so difficult, especially when you want to spend all your waking hours talking to this man, learning who he is. You want him to figure out who you are. You go on dates, you see each other, you're just like in this fantasy world of, oh my gosh, he's consuming my time. But you forget, like, you were a person before you met this man. You were doing great, amazing things. You were doing amazing, you know, like, we look at celebrities and how successful they are, and yes, sometimes they have a partner who can push them forward and push them doing things, but in the background, it's like, what are you guys doing? And, like, I don't want to get so caught up on a man that I forget my purpose, my goals. And that's unfortunately what had been happening these last couple of months. And I've only been talking to this guy not really that long. So for this all to happen now, it's like, okay, now I'm seeing your true color, my guy. And it's really unfortunate, because I know I'm a good woman. I know I'm somebody who can bring good things to the table, who can build a good relationship, Lord willing, you know. So it's just sad to see that a man who wastes my time trying to talk to me, trying to say all these things, but then you're like, I look at you and you're just like, Like, I'm not saying I'm all that. I'm working on myself, but we gotta stop just letting men take our whole lives up. You gotta get somewhere. And even when you get somewhere, make sure you're not letting that man take the majority of your life. Once you are married, that's another conversation. But until you guys are legally, physically married, he has no say in your life like that. Of course, he can say, hey, don't go hang out with your homeboy because I don't trust him. Don't do this, or be cautious of this. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's your life. And if you want to be somebody who, a business owner, somebody who's an actress, somebody who's a model, somebody who's really big on entrepreneurship, and he's saying no to that, he's just trying to cripple you and make sure you don't get yourself better. Because yes, a man can take care of you. Yes, a man can, provide for you. And we're now in a day of age where women can do a lot of same things men can do, if not a little bit more. Because I feel like they have a little bit more discipline, but hey, that's just me. All that being said, guys, excuse me, is don't forget who you are when you're in a relationship. You're talented, you're smart, you're beautiful, and you're enough, and you're definitely going places regardless of what that man's doing. I want to date somebody who's either better me. Honestly, I want to date somebody better me. I want to date somebody who inspires me, who has more than me, who can challenge me. I don't want to date somebody on my level. And I've been doing that a lot. And we just got to remember that we are just as worthy. And it's so much easy to date somebody at your level because it's easy. He's not going to challenge you much. He's not going to go places. And of course, those really cool couple stories where they were down low and they build up together. Now they're a successful multi-millionaire couple. That's great and all. But not everybody's story is like that. Not everybody meets that man who's willing to put in the work to grow together. Some people just don't have the same dream. Some people don't have the same vision. When you really think about it, it's like that is that man's goal, is that man's vision for his life align up with you? Do you want to be the second woman in his life after he's been married? Do you want to be his second baby mama? Do you want to deal with all that? That's why I'm just think about that. So yes, first things first, to guard your heart. 2 is to pray. 3 is to continue working on yourself. And number 4, guys, is just to be honest. Just to be honest where you're at. If you're somebody who's, like I said, going places, you're in school, you're trying to build your career, you're an entrepreneur, and this man is just being a bum, not doing anything, why on earth are you selling for him? And I know everybody has their time, their season, where they're in a hard, rough spot. They just need people to give them a chance. It's like you want to be given a chance. But in the end of the day, is it really going to add value? That's another thing I want to talk about. Is this man going to add value to your life other than, intimacy like that? Because if he doesn't really add value, maybe you're best just being friends. And I know some people say there's no such thing as male friends. Honestly, I kind of beg to differ, because there's some men that I've known for years and we're just friends. We've never done anything. Like, every time I see them, it's like, hey, hi. Like, it's never been weird like that because they don't see me like that. But yes, guys, I just want to hop on here because this is something I'm currently battling myself. Just really understanding, like, why am my time being wasted? Why am I putting all these effort and energy to talk to a man who in the end just wants to use me, who just is lonely or bored, whatever? And it's okay to be able to, like, communicate and talk to people and get to know people. But at the end of the day, do not put so much effort and desire into somebody who's low-key just going to, like, write you off. And I feel like this man I'm talking to, he's kind of writing me off right now. And it's really sad that he can't low-key just talk to me and be like, hey, things aren't working out right now. I wish you the best. Let's go. And like, maybe it's pray. Maybe he just doesn't have time. I don't know. I don't care, frankly. I know that I'm a good woman. I know I deserve good things. And it's about time that I walk in that purpose and walk in that blessing. So moving forward, ladies, gentlemen, make sure you don't give so much of yourself that you have nothing left. Become the successful entrepreneur. Become the successful author. Become the successful doctor. Become whatever success you want to be. And the Lord will add that. The more you trust God, the more you lean on God, the more you put everything on Him, He's going to add to you, just like it says in the Bible, seek first the kingdom of God and all these will be added to you, Don't always expect God to just always give you what you want. He's going to give you what you need first and foremost. And Lord, God is a gracious God, and He will give us blessings that we pray for. So if you're somebody who's praying for a relationship, praying for a husband, and you just want to be seen and loved, first make sure that you are putting your relationship on God first. Let Him be your number one person, because when I'm feeling lonely and down, I'm like, Lord, I'm single, I don't have anybody right now. I remember that I have Jesus, who's never left me, who's been on there day one, more than these other men who just comes off his talk and try to get me to you know what. So yes, ladies, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload a new video. I'm trying to do my best to get on YouTube more. I'm just not there sometimes. But yes, guys, make sure you be part of family. Share this with a sister or friend you think will benefit, guys. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, evening, wherever it may be. Bye, y'all.